Welcome back to the channel, friends. We're kicking off the new year with a pretty big video, and by big I mean we're breaking down 50 co-op games coming this year. We'll start with the titles that have firm release dates, organized month by month, then we'll move on to games with looser release windows that are still targeting this year, and finally we'll wrap up with every co-op title currently in early access that should in theory hit version 1.0 before the year is out. That said, even if some of these slip, and they will, they're absolutely worth wishlisting. We're gonna move pretty quickly here, just dates, key info, and onto the next game. That's enough preamble though, let's get into it. Here's every major co-op game coming in 2026.
Believe it or not, a couple of games have already been released, including Dunecrawl, a 4-player local and online action-adventure where you travel the desert on the back of giant crabs while plundering dungeons on the ground. Expect coverage from us pretty soon. Rupture is also already out, but it is in early access and offers first-person open-world base building on an alien planet for up to 4 players online.
LORT is a 1 to 8 player online co-op roguelike coming to early access on Steam on January 21st. It features a fantasy setting with multiple character classes and some insane build potential with the ability to stack items similar to Risk of Rain. There's multiple biomes, bosses to face, and a cauldron to dictate modifiers for future runs. All in all, it looks like a blast. Cult of the Lamb Woolhaven isn't a full game, but it is a notable DLC that you should play if you're a fan of the full game. In this expansion, the titular lamb returns to the ancestral home of its people, beckoned there by their god to restore the flock to its former glory. As with the full game, you'll be able to tackle this quest in 2-player local co-op when it launches on all platforms on January 22nd.
No Rest for the Wicked is the early access action RPG from the team behind Ori. It looks fantastic, it's giving big Souls-like vibes in all the right ways, and most importantly, they are adding in the much anticipated co-op mode on the 22nd of January, but 1.0 is probably still a long way off. No one would blame you for hopping in now. This looks so freaking good. Eversiege Untold Ages is a hero-driven strategy roguelite that can be played in up to 3-player online co-op. The visuals look impressive, it's giving some additional RTS vibes, and I'm not gonna lie, I had never heard of this before this video, so I'm glad that it exists because it looks pretty interesting.
One of the biggest co-op games of the year is Nioh 3, the latest in the Team Ninja franchise and the first to tackle a semi-open world structure. But that's not all. The other major addition here is the ability to switch between samurai and ninja combat styles on the fly. Of course, the best part is you can tackle the game in 3-player online co-op when it launches on February 6th for PS5 and PC. After Supermassive took over the Little Nightmares franchise, the original creators formed their own studio and announced Reanimal, a third-person atmospheric horror game with 2-player local and online co-op. Can they recapture what made Little Nightmares so special? We'll find out when it launches on February 13th on all platforms.
If you like the Trine series but want something new, look no further than Weeny Wise, a 2-player adventure puzzle platformer from a small but passionate team. Since the game has to be played in co-op, the team is planning a friend pass system for online players to enjoy the experience without having to purchase 2 copies, and you always love to see that. Coming out of early access at the end of February is Towerborne, a side-scrolling ARPG that we played back at its early access launch and we really enjoyed it. We're happy to see the team finalize this one and move it out of the live service segment and into a fully paid concrete piece of content that you permanently own. This has definitely shot it up our list as we can't wait to get back to it and cover it at launch. Nevergrave, The Witch and the Curse saw the hat from Mario Odyssey and the gameplay of Hollow Knight and thought, hey, we could do something with that. Well, that mashup will be out on the 5th of March, and it does include 4-player online co-op where additional players embody additional hats to take over even more slain enemies. It looks crazy, but also kind of fun.
From the team that brought you World War Z comes another 4-player online co-op horde shooter, John Carpenter's Toxic Commando. Tear up zombies on foot or ram through them with your Humvee, this game looks like a blast and we can't wait to dive into it when it launches on PS5, Xbox Series consoles, and PC on March 12th. Shadows of Chroma Tower is an RPG extraction game that sees you explore huge dungeons full of loot and dangerous foes. The game features 5 different character classes as you're able to team up with 3 other players in online co-op. I actually checked out the playtest for this myself and was pretty impressed with it. It's set to launch sometime in March exclusively on Steam.
One of the biggest DLCs of the year is for Diablo 4 in Lord of Hatred, where we finally take the fight to Mephisto. It comes with a new biome, 2 new classes, a new endgame, and plenty more. Plus you get the previous DLC, Vessel of Hatred, included in your purchase. Friendly reminder, this does have 2-player local co-op on consoles and 4-player online co-op on everywhere else. The final date we got going into 2026 is for LEGO Batman Legacy of the Night, the next title from TT Games and the follow-up to the low-key excellent Skywalker saga. This one looks to cover all of the Caped Crusaders history and sneakily includes a 2-player local co-op mode. I'm a big Batman guy, so sign me up.
Moving on to games that are slated to launch sometime this year, starting with Astromine. This is a 4-player online co-op survival game set across completely destructible voxel planets. It comes from the team behind Dunecrawl and is launching exclusively on Steam. The next game from the team behind Untitled Goose Game is a weird proximity chat open world game called Big Walk. It's easily one of my most anticipated games of the year. The team put out a great gameplay overview video that I really recommend you watch if you want to know more. It's coming exclusively to Steam sometime this year.
Blackfrost, The Long Dark 2 is hitting early access this year and introduces co-op into its unique flavor of survival sandbox for the first time ever. I haven't heard of this series before, but the visuals in this trailer are really something and definitely has my interest piqued. Drinkbox Studios is back at it again with Blighted, a stunning Metroidvania ARPG that sees you battling through a psychedelic Western nightmare. This team always brings co-op Game of the Year contenders, and Blighted looks to continue that trend.
We previewed loads of games last year, one of them being Shane Beast, a 1-to-4 player gladiator arena roguelite. The short demo left us with a strong first impression, and we can't wait to play more of it when it drops exclusively on PC sometime this year. Far Far West is a chaotic 1-to-4 player online co-op shooter where you fight all manner of monsters using guns, spells, and anything you can throw. This one has been making the rounds on TikTok. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun when it launches onto early access on Steam sometime this year.
The 3 biggest franchises with upcoming co-op titles will come 3 in a row here, starting with Gears of War E-Day. This looks to bring back the series by way of prequel, and while we don't know much, we're sure Xbox is putting all its weight behind Dom and Marcus's next adventure, because man, Xbox could really use a win right now. That other big franchise is Ghosts of Yotei Legends, the return of the beloved co-op mode that Sucker Punch so lovingly includes in their Samurai series. Again, we got pretty much nothing to go off of, but Tsushima Legends went pretty hard, so I expect the same here. Friendly reminder, it is free, but you do need to own Ghosts of Yotei to participate. And of course, we have to mention Halo Campaign Evolved, the Unreal Engine remake of the first Halo title for modern consoles. And when we say modern consoles, we mean it, with the title coming to PlayStation at launch too. Never gonna get used to that, but here's a palate cleanser for Xbox fans who are a little bit hurt over it. It will include 2-player local co-op, and for the first time ever, 4-player online co-op. Gabe and I have still never played a Halo game. It's like our biggest miss on our backlog. We cannot wait for this.
Hela is a whimsical adventure game starring a mouse. You'll solve puzzles, glide through the air using your magic backpack, and explore a beautifully rendered world inspired by Scandinavian landscapes. The game features 4-player co-op both online and locally, and is coming to all current-gen platforms sometime this year. I think this could be a sleeper hit, so be sure to add it to your wishlist. Summer Game Fest is a great place to find new upcoming co-op games, and last year gave us our first look at Into the Unwell. This is a 3-player online co-op roguelite featuring classic rubber hose animation that fits right in with the slapstick melee combat. If you're a longtime viewer, you know we can't say no to a good co-op roguelite, so I'm hoping we hear more from this one and its early access launch on Steam soon.
If you've dreamed of playing classic JRPGs like Golden Sun or Final Fantasy in 3-player local co-op, then do I have a game for you with Infinity Knight Xross. It's coming in Q2 this year and will have 3-player local co-op. Man, 8-year-old Andrew and his brother would have absolutely eaten this up. Ikuma the Frozen Compass is a gorgeous narrative adventure game where you play as a boy and his pup traveling the treacherous islands of the Arctic and solving a mystery. If we do end up playing this year, I would love to play as the dog, please.
Lords of the Fallen has become a huge success story when it comes to co-op play with its big 2.0 update that added full share progression, crossplay support, and a free friend pass. If Lords of the Fallen 2 can build on that momentum, having all of that at launch, I think it could be a pretty great package. We'll find out when it launches on PS5, Xbox Series consoles, and PC exclusively on the Epic Games Store. We've been waiting 6 years for a follow-up to Outward, a third-person open-world RPG that we fell in love with and covered in the first year of the channel. The sequel looks to build on the foundation of the first title and aims to deliver a truly unique co-op role-playing experience. The game features 2-player co-op both online and locally, and is slated to launch this summer exclusively on PC.
The O section is really popping off right now because we also have Out of Words, a platforming adventure where you and a friend explore the colorful realm of Vocabulantis as Kurt and Carla. It's entirely handcrafted, and that's no surprise as the visuals are an absolute highlight. Keeping the O train absolutely rolling is Orbitals, our highlight announcement from the Game Awards. It is a Switch 2 exclusive with both online and local 2-player co-op. With one-of-a-kind art direction and asymmetrical gameplay, you'll be stopping cosmic storms from ruining your space station, and boys, I cannot wait for this one.
It's a big year for off-roading co-op games, starting with Outbound. This is a 4-player co-op exploration game where you customize your dream camper van. You'll roam a utopia near-future setting, scavenging for materials, and you can also link up with 3 other friends via online co-op. The game is slated to launch in Q2 of this year and is coming to all current-gen platforms. Okay, so maybe there's only 2 off-roading co-op games, but that's still a lot. The next one being Over the Hill. This one is more about the vibes, featuring a zoomed-out camera to really emphasize the grandness of the environments. In 4-player online co-op, you can explore challenging trails, and it even looks like you can lend each other a hand by helping to jump each other's vehicles. It looks very unique. Keep an eye out for its release sometime this year on Steam.
Roadside Research is a wacky simulation experience where you and your friends manage a gas station as a front for taking over the planet, and your disguise is a simple piece of paper. Expect 4-player online and early access in the front part of the year. We've played a lot of good beat-em-ups lately, and Scott Pilgrim EX looks to add to that trend as the gang takes on iconic characters across a fractured Toronto with up to 4 players both locally and online. It looks to follow up the excellent anime art style, which I loved, so yeah, I'm excited for this one.
Subnautica 2 is the sequel to the open water survival title featuring 4-player online co-op. The sequel will feature a new world, campaign, and various new species to study. It's coming to early access sometime this year, so be sure to add this one to your wishlist. Another game we previewed last year was Tears of Metal, a hack-and-slash roguelike featuring 4-player online co-op. We absolutely loved the preview build of this game and seriously can't wait for the full release. Is it basically Braveheart the video game? Yes, and it rules. Check it out when it launches sometime this year on Steam.
Wildekin looks like a cross between Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing, which makes you think, wait a second, why haven't we done this yet? It's gonna have 4-player online play later this year. Everybody cross your fingers that Witchbrook, the cozy witch life sim, actually makes it out sometime this year. It was delayed last year despite a late winter window, but even then, I'm not sure it's coming this year. It's published by Chucklefish, who's also publishing Wildekin, by the way, so you know it's probably going to be pretty good. And man, I feel like everybody already has this on their wish list, so you probably don't even need to add it.
Luckily, Witchbrook isn't your only chance to roleplay as witches or warlocks, as Witchspire is also coming this year. This one is a survival crafting title with a big emphasis on magic to make crafting and building easier, like astral projecting to build around your home. Keep an eye out for its release on Steam later this year. Finally, let's go over every early access co-op title that should in theory launch onto 1.0 this year, starting with Eyes of Hellfire. This is a 5-player online co-op horror title inspired by tabletop games like Betrayal on the House on the Hill, which is very much my bag. It's been in early access since August of last year, with the team stating they expect the game to be in early access for about a year, so a full release should be around the corner. If we're going by its 2025 roadmap, then Enshrouded should get its long-awaited 1.0 update this spring. This is a survival crafting RPG supporting up to 16-player online lobbies. We dove into it at launch and had a great time with it. Since then, they've added a ton of updates, way too many for us to go over here. Safe to say, it will be a pretty complete package once its 1.0 update ships.
Jump Space is a mission-based space title that sees you working together to guide your ship through space as you jump off on planets to plunder upgrades for more travels. It's got a very positive score currently and is up to 4 players in online co-op. No More Room in Hell 2 is an 8-player action horror experience where you and your team are dropped into a map and have to find your way back together to try and escape. It didn't have the strongest early access launch, sitting at a mixed rating on Steam, but it is a strong team who could turn it around for the 1.0.
Overthrown is a co-op city builder with a pretty unique mechanic in that you can literally pick up and place buildings wherever you'd like. It supports 6-player online co-op and it launched in December of 2024. The team has stated they plan for a year of early access, so I wouldn't be surprised to see this one launch in the first quarter of the year.
Ratatan is essentially the spiritual successor to Patapon that launched into early access pretty last minute last September despite planning a full launch all along. I think that means that we should see it soon, and with a very positive Steam rating, I will be ready to give it a try. RuneScape Dragonwilds takes the iconic name to the survival sandbox genre and has done a fine job doing exactly that with a very positive Steam rating. It's got several updates planned for this year and is eyeing a late quarter window to launch.
You know we love our co-op roguelikes, and Rotwood is one I've kept an eye on for a while now. This is a 4-player online and local co-op title featuring a gorgeous animation style that plays as good as it looks. The game has been in early access since April 2024, with the team stating they plan for 1 to 2 years of development. That means Rotwood could indeed release this year, and I for one really hope it does. I'm tired of waiting for it, man. Unreal 2 Back on Track is a co-op railroad construction game featuring 4-player local and online co-op. The game has been in early access since November of 2024, with the team stating they plan for about a year of development. It's received a very positive reception, so be sure to keep an eye out for its 1.0 launch, presumably coming this year.
I think the shorthand for Wildwoods is it's kind of like Baby's first roguelite, except that doesn't nearly do it justice, as Gabe and I played this last year and had a great time with it. It's got 4-player couch co-op, so great for casual friends to try a genre that's usually pretty tough to enter. And to finish it all off, we have Windblown. It's another title that we checked out at its early access launch and we loved it, so its 1.0 drop will immediately be circled in our calendars. It's from the team who created Dead Cells, and then they upped the action to 11 with this one, so yeah, I think that you also should be circling it in your calendars too. Alright friends, there you have it, 50 co-op games to add to your wishlist and get you excited for the year ahead. 2026 is packed with smaller titles, as you can see, which makes wishlisting even more important if you want to help support these devs. And if you want to help us out, consider liking the video, subscribing for more co-op coverage in the year to come, or joining our awesome Patreon community. Much love to everyone over there. Expect coverage on Dunecrawl soon, plus our top 10 upcoming co-op games where we narrow this list down to only the best. Thanks as always for watching, everyone. We will see you on the next one.